I don't want to do it.
I'll do it.
Hey, ja.
Oh my God!
Really? Don't worry, I'll do it gently. Oh. And a hush falls over the crowd.
It's a very difficult.
Faces are rolling.
Oh, what's he about to do? Okay.
God,
Sarah. Go.
And
He's got concentration. His concentration. Oh. I bet this guy's so happy right now.
Our take with Ronnie
and
and
Ryan.
Ryan.
And this is Divergent.
Divergent.
And
And
that was fun. NYU paid off.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll do pretty much anything for art. I've had snort.
I got snort coated off. Coated off my what?
Hey,
It's
12:30 at night and
We're running a 5K.
tomorrow. And I am literally like...
Little Latin loopy over here.
I'm so sorry.
So we're here to talk about Divergent.
Yes.
What an interest.
It's so sorry. Okay. It's so sorry. Okay. It's so sorry. Okay.
We don't even really remember this movie.
No, we didn't remember.
I mean, this is like 2.5 weeks
This
ago.
was like 3 weeks ago. And mind you, let's talk about that experience.
So
we decided to go on the effing torrential downpour.
The stormiest of stormy nights.
It was like the tornado from Wizard of Oz.
We must be up inside the cyclone.
Mentira!
Like it was
That was what it was.
umbrellas.
Flying inside out.
This one was literally like I mean,
Ryan had to chase it down the street.
I had to, and they literally had to like hold her. I'm like, it's okay, Ronnie.
I literally thought I was in the eye of the tornado.
She did. She literally.
And I had busted my toe like a week. So I was literally walking at a snail's
pace through a torrential deluge.
And I had my flats on.
And she had ballerina flats on, and I'm like,
Tiptoe through the tulips.
like, really?
Ugh.
So yeah, it was quite an adventure getting there, and literally walking up from 59th Street, Columbus Circle. And I'm like, we'll just walk to Lincoln Center Lowe's. It literally took us like 30 minutes.
It was
and of course we
literally
were
like
rushing.
it took us a year.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, okay, so we get to the movie. We're soaking wet. Literally socks slurping in my boots.
So we're like all freaked out that we're gonna be late because I'm a stickler for time. And we find out it's playing at 2 different theaters.
One at 9:50 and one at 9:55. And we're like, which one do we do? Is one going to be less crowded? Which one?
Are we gonna be like we were in
Wolf of Wall Street?
where we're like, and we get badged.
And
Jonah Hill's
Jonah Hill.
Went into the theater that there was literally not one person.
We were the second and third person in there.
And we literally get there and we find our seats, which is right in the center.
Right in the middle. The one person is like 2, 3 rows
we
ahead.
knew it was a good theater because what was playing.
What's this? One of our new favorite songs, Talk Dirty to Jason Derulo. Talk Dirty to me.
Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, we can't say any. The other words, my...
Talk dirty to me.
I don't understand.
So basically, everybody decides to sit around us.
Yeah, you know how you're in a movie theater and you're sitting there and you have your feet up because you don't want anybody to sit in front of you because we have an empty theater. And so I've got my feet up and I'm like...
He's got his sloppy socks.
Sloppy, wet socks. I still have my boots on. So I'm seeing them come into the aisle and I'm like... So we put our other foot up. We're like, they are not sitting in front of us. So then they come in, they're like 4 wide, and we're like, okay.
Man.
And she goes, looks at my foot, and she goes, and I'm like, really? Really? You can't sit anywhere else? I literally said that, and she was like, in her little Burberry coat, she was like,
and then she looked at me, and she was like, and I was like, okay.
I mean,
it's because there was literally like 8 people there.
800 other rows.
Everybody wanted to be in the center of this movie theater. So, you know, it's typical when
Word's getting out, we're doing our take.
Yeah,
and they want to be a part of the experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's always something when we go to the movies. So let's talk about this bad boy, Divergent. Starring Shailene Woodley. Kate Winslet, who dons blonde and speaks an American accent.
She does.
And is very weird in this movie.
Yeah.
Ashley Judd makes an appearance.
She does, actually.
I love Ashley Judd.
She was great.
She was fabulous.
Yeah, she was very cool.
So in the movie, what was his name, right?
Oh, so the main guy's name...
Was it 1?
No.
Was it 0?
It wasn't 0.
Was it 6?
It wasn't 6.
Was it 8?
It was... No, it was...
Was it 3?
No.
Was it 10?
It wasn't 10 or 2.
Was it 2?
No. 4.
4?
His name was 4.
4. Okay, so...
And believe you me, us, we found many innuendos throughout the book.
But I'm not 4 inches.
That was literally like based on the lines that were given.
Yeah, it was really ridiculous. And then...
Ridiculous. Okay, so let's tell them what it's about first.
Yeah, okay, so Divergent. So you saw the first scene, which was our take of the knife throwing scene. So basically what happened...
There are these groups.
Yeah, there's these groups of people, and it's in a futuristic Chicago.
Society has like
Society...
become...
Oh, is this a...
Spoiler alert! Is it?
I think it is. Okay.
At least, I mean, there's been a war,
Yeah.
and they've rebuilt, and
Right. And now basically the world is based on virtues. So you could be like happy, kind,
smart, tough,
tough,
the nerds,
fair,
the smart, fair.
Giving. Which I thought, I'm all of those. There's no way I could be in one. And I'm also a little funny, too.
I mean, so if you're in all of those,
Clownlet.
clownlet. That was our take. So because it was so serious.
It was.
Oh,
I want to shush.
you've seen that by now.
You've seen it.
Dauntless
Was the one she chose. Oh, tell them how they can choose.
So what happens is there's a specific day that comes about. It's basically like your emergence into adulthood, and you leave your family, and you choose. So you have it's the hippy dippies that help everybody. It's the it's the fair.
Policemen, like the policemen. There's the smart people, the leaders, the kind people who just do self-service. And that's where she came from. She came from the people that...
We can't remember the name.
We can't remember the name, but she was selfless.
Do our research.
Yeah, we
something
didn't do our
like
research.
Ijuki or I don't know.
No, it was like Aborigine.
Aberration.
Or Abination.
It's Aberration.
Ashley Judd.
Yeah. Anyway, so both of the kids in Ashley Judd's family chose
Different ones.
different houses, as it were,
Right.
different groups to be a part of in society, and then you could never go back to your family.
No, you're done. Donezo. So she chooses Dauntless. They're the top of the policemen.
Yeah, they're the tough and they're the edgy, and you kind of never know what they're gonna do when they run and they jump in and out of trains, and then you have to like
Do tests.
Yeah, you do tests to get in to see if you can
Yeah.
fare in this community. And one of the things is this knife throwing. They come to this knife throwing wall, right? And there's kind of this new group. They come together because they're new and fearful and
yeah. And
we're like, this is the scene we're doing.
Yeah, this is the scene
This is the scene we're doing.
And he literally throws knives at her, and she doesn't flinch.
She doesn't flinch. Now we chose to do a little bit of a different take,
Yes.
and because what's her character's
I
name?
don't know. It's Pellegrina.
Pellegrino. We'll call her Pellegrino. So Pellegrino and 4, they're kind of similar, and you realize he's watching out for her.
Yes.
And so you're like, what's going on with him? And
Yeah. They have a couple scenes.
they have a couple scenes, and they have a couple things in common. We won't spoil it.
There's no spoiler alert.
The title of the movie means something.
Divergent.
Divergent.
So
And they relate to that.
Yeah,
and so we decided to
play on
play on
You didn't
it.
know. Was it a banana?
uh,
Was it a Nerf ball?
Nerf noodle.
Ball.
Nerf noodle.
Was it a
Cupcake.
cupcake?
Was it a water balloon?
Ooh. That didn't hit. You know what was so nice about that? That went that way.
Far and
I was
wide.
like waiting for it to land, like just.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
And it didn't. I have a really good
He
arm.
apparently has a really good arm.
Apparently.
So there's a lot of sexual innuendos in this. Especially there was one where this is the night they decide. I think it's the night they decide to have sex.
Probably.
Oh my God.
Like it's been gearing up.
And he's like, get in my head.
We're in the audience going.
Die. Yeah. Ryan's of course making his a million. What? No! Literally.
This was pretty suspenseful.
He
too.
literally.
I was like, no.
Yeah, he was like. What?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah.
I get very into it, let's just say.
And I'm like grabbing him, and I
Yeah,
was
she's
like, Ryan.
Right? Oh.
Why?
Oh, she gives it, oh.
My God. Okay, so how about we talk about her, she had a fight in the ring.
Oh, yeah. So one of their tests, right?
Mother Death. Oh, by the way, Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz's kid is in there.
Oh, yeah.
She's like,
She looks like them.
she's
though.
like tough.
Yeah, she's the tough kid, right?
Yeah, and she's like, I'm tallest.
Right. And they send, blonde a-hole sends Pellegrino into the ring, and he's like, you're going to fight Bertha. whatever her name. She was like, she's like the big awkward like mean girl, right? So they have to literally like box each other, but fist fight, you know,
It's weird.
like to the blood.
Yeah, and then she gets. Oh, and that's when.
This is where I get into
And she
it.
gets punched. And he's all no. Literally like that, and then everybody. I'm like, are we?
It wasn't that loud.
It
I was
was-
like, no.
You want it?
I'm an actor. So she gets
that
her
was
ass
weird.
whooped.
Yeah.
Okay, but not so bad. And then she has to go back in the ring.
Oh, just go back in the ring.
Like a couple days later, and they're scoring them on this electronic board. Meanwhile, they're like covered up with these like weird
leather
plastic blankets,
that
and you're like,
never want to be wrapped up if I was sick.
it's so weird. It's so weird. It's the futuristic part.
Yeah.
Of it.
So basically,
So then she has to fight
and then
a dude,
and then
huge
a
dude,
huge dude.
and she gets her lights knocked out.
Yeah. And then that's when he hangs her from the cliff.
Oh yeah! Wow. Spoiler alerts all over the place.
Sorry. And then basically she's trying to find her way and who she is, and what did they end up realizing that she's like really good?
Really good at what?
I'm literally like hanging on that breath.
Really good at what?
That she's just tough.
Yeah.
Like that song, Are You Tough Enough? Remember that song? Remember that song in the 80s? Are you tough? We were singing trucks, I think.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So basically they realize that she's special. And then something happens with all the Dauntless where they're overtaken. This whole session is gonna be one of the spoilers.
That's all. So, you know, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Cool.
It was quite an experience, to say the least.
It wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't horrible, but I don't think it was my favorite of the
No,
film.
suspense was good.
Yeah.
The story was interesting.
Right.
It
I
is
love
worth
seeing Ashley Judd and Kate Winslet. I love them.
Yeah. And you know what's cool about it? I think a lot of people can really relate if you don't fall into one
Right.
given category or a societal norm.
Right.
It's cool because, you know, the whole time, of course, Ronnie and I, like, the
we
most
would-
competitive, we're like,
yeah.
we would never follow one rule.
Well, I would die in Dauntless. I mean, I would literally die in
And
Dauntless.
I would be scaling the walls, but I'm also kind and I want to be giving and I want to,
Lead.
you know, be smart and
Ring-a-ding-ding! Ring-a-ding-ding! He wants to be smart. I think I would do really well in Clownlet.
You would be the...
I would be the leader, the clown mistress. Mistress Clown.
Yeah, so Clownlet, that's our group.
That's our group, which I think he and I would just rule.
Yeah, and that's kind of all of them.
Yes. Yes.
So...
That
has been our take on Divergent with Ronnie and Ryan. And now we have to go sleep because
we're gonna go run
we're gonna 5K
tomorrow.
Yeah, and we have to be up at
3 hours, 4 hours, fun.
who needs sleep?
Just gonna
Wing a ding ding it.
I mean.
All right.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Cool, buddy.
Cool baby.